That was a lie. They're not all dead, guys. They're still kicking. We're here for the Summit Asia, your grand finals, best of 5, winner take all. Winner comes here to Los Angeles to the BTS studio for our first ever LAN event. The prize pool just cracked $110,000. So thank you for your generous support. That means All-Star Pudge Wars.
It does.
Oh, baby. It's going to be good.
Oh.
Who's going to be playing All-Star Pudge Wars? Will it be Vici Gaming or will it be Newbee? Gods, that's the question.
That's what they're competing for here.
That's all they're competing for. Forget about the prize money.
Yeah. Like, we want to play All-Star Pudge Wars with Navi, DK, and 3 other teams. That's what these
Pretty
teams
sure
are
everyone
thinking.
wants Dendy on their team, but
Yeah.
that'll be a fun.
Or they want to take down Dendy, be like, I'm the new Pudge in town.
Dendy 1v9. Well, a man could dream. But with that being said, guys, it is the grand finals of the Summit Asia. Best of 5. Winner's bracket advantage, only that they get to choose first pick or side. So they automatically win the coin flip, but we do play a straight best of 5, so this is game 1. It could go up to 5 games, and we could be in for a long one.
Yeah, based on the last few days, Vici Gaming, every series with them has gone the distance. They've got some momentum, but they've not been cruising through teams by any means. They came back from a 1-0 deficit against IG as well as LGD, and then they took down DT Club 2-1, winning game 1 as well as game 3. So if those series are anything to talk by, we're looking at a 4-5 game series here.
Yeah, these teams have had really solid performances and then kind of underwhelming ones. Nobody is like dominant in China right now.
Yeah.
DK's been dropping games. IG's looked great and then awful from match to match. LGD seems to be on the rise, but a week or two ago they were looking terrible. Newbee looking stronger lately. It's the entire Chinese scene in complete disarray, but that does make for very exciting Dota. So with that being said, guys, game 1 of this best of 5 is underway. Let's get into it. And we've got our custom draft screen. I'm happy.
Of course, we have. A few days, we're back in action.
It's always good, though, to see it still working.
BTS are back and forth. We've got our custom drafts, we've got teamfight recap, we're beyond the schedule. Everything's going according to plan right now.
Yeah, we didn't even... we were actually ready on time. We were completely ready on time.
Sure we were, LD, sure.
I swear. I swear it wasn't our fault.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Look, I don't believe it.
If the game doesn't start on time, then someone wasn't ready. And I guess we take the fall for that.
It's our tournament, so...
We don't exactly have the best track record, so they're allowed to flame us.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be a Beyond the Summit tournament without some Beyond the Schedule action, so... Vici Gaming versus Newbee, game 1 draft. Yeah, I don't know. What do we got, LD?
Well, Newbee on the Radiant side, they had the choice and they chose first pick. Vici chose Dire, so from here the teams will just swap back and forth game to game. But Newbee opting for first pick over Dire side advantage, and you know, in the Asian scene, well, mainly just in the Chinese scene, Roche has been extremely important. Obviously, Roche is always a point of contest, but I feel like the Chinese teams tend to prioritize it more than other scenes, and Newbee choosing the first pick instead.
Yeah, they get the Centaur, Vici get Invoker, Nyx, so... Vici run Invoker, they've done Sylar, Exort, Safe Invoker a couple times, but generally it's Super playing a Quas Wex Invoker, although he's pretty flexible, so... we'll see what Vici Gaming look to do with this. They Sanking AA banned out. AA's been really, I think, one of the surprisingly top prioritized heroes in by teams like Newbee and Vici Gaming, so... Interesting to see AX getting banned out.
He has been... There was like a little slump for Ancient Apparition picks, I would say, around the time of Starladder, where Starladder Season 9, LAN Finals came around. Teams were not picking him that much, but he's made a bit of a resurgence. He never fell off the map entirely, but yeah, he's still very strong, despite that slight nerf to Chilling Touch attack speed. End of the day, it's still the same hero.
Ice Blaster synergizes so well with Centaur, Sankings, Nyxes, all these good ganking heroes who have long range initiations like a Blink Sanking, Blink Centaur, or Nyx who can Vendetta in, then you combine it with an Ice Blast from anywhere on the map, and you find kills so easily. Like it's just a constant threat, so...
Yeah, like, I think that's the key thing, is they do it with good initiators, so... there's the threat of a gank, and even just running like a global strat isn't always best. It's better, like, to me, I'd rather have like a Nyx than say like a Prophet, Ancient Apparition, Invoker, because you have that reliable jump in, stun, and set up the whole combo.
Yeah.
So Centaur first pick for Newbee. This has been the premier offlaner, I would say bar none in Chinese Dota right now. We do see some Prophet picks, some other heroes. Bat, if he gets through, would be a premier pick probably.
Yeah.
But
right.
Centaur's been the go-to.
Bat's like one of the most banned heroes at the moment in the Chinese scene. Pretty crazy. I guess
Like,
even after the nerf, teams just don't want to deal with Bat.
I mean, it's like we've talked about, I guess. It's like it was a nerf, but hey, Blink Dagger used to have a mana cost too, and that was still pretty strong back then. So
yeah. All right. Well, Mu TA going to be the order of business for Newbee. I like Newbee banning out some of these strong pushing heroes like Prophet and Enchantress. We saw Game 3 against DT Club. Vici Gaming went for heavy push with the Prophet, Pugna type draft. And just because you've got the Nyx there, ROTK generally plays Nyx offlane, but they could have switched it up, put Nyx support, picked up like a Prophet plus Pugna, and gone for a very heavy push strat. So I think banning out some of these pushing heroes to make sure Vici Gaming don't do any of those cheeky little push strats is a smart thing to do.
Yeah, FY Nyx, there was a period where he was in total beast mode as well. I remember right after the Impale change happened where it was not hero targetable, everybody started missing Impale. Mushi looked like completely silly. Most of your premier solo mid players kept on whiffing it. FY was the first player to just keep on landing it in EMS, so it definitely can be a support Nyx for them. Sand King not available, so in terms of other strong support heroes out there, there's Rubik, Shadow Demon, junglers. I guess there's mainly just the Chen. The support pool is looking a bit thin. There's also some more niche picks, like, say, Disruptor, who's seen some play here and there, but I don't really see any hugely high priority support picks in the second stage.
Newbee maybe want to go for Banana's Chen. Banana plays junglers better than almost anyone in the Chinese scene, so if they want it, they haven't got either of their support, so they can get like a Chen aggressive ganking duo. They can play a more greedy style Chen. Insta Wisp pick from Vici Gaming. Wow.
That's the one I forgot. Well, Tiny Wisp is coming. Yeah. Everybody's doing it now in China. It's all the rage.
Vici Gaming, the only team we haven't seen do Tiny Wisp, and here we are. We're
busting it out.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't been doing it, so that might catch Newbee off guard a bit. Yeah. Like, sure, you know what the strat is, but if you haven't drafted to prepare for it, then you could be in some trouble. And to make matters worse, they're on the dire side, so they can split push with the Wisp and have that Roche advantage to work with as well. Newbee, well, the TA versus Invoker matchup should be favorable for them. Their offlane Centaur, if it is a support Nyx, will have a very easy time. If it's an offlane Nyx, I imagine the Centaur is going to get more out of that lane than the Nyx will. So I think Newbee's 2 solo lanes should do pretty well, all things considered.
Yeah, I think Newbee looks to win the laning stage to some extent here. That could be maybe a focus for them. Other thing with Tiny is sometimes it does go like you could go mid with that and put the Invoker safe lane if they want to dodge the TA matchup.
Yeah, it's true. Tiny Wisp is decent against TA. You've got the multiple damage instances from Avalanche.
We had that matchup the other day. I think it was DT Club against Newbee, where it was. I think this was.
Yeah, we definitely had it the other day.
And Newbee beat the Wisp Tiny of DT Club. Like it was. They put a lot of pressure on TA, dive for a lot of kills, but never could actually kill Moo on the TA. And Moo played that Moo's versus matchup just 2 days ago, so he's well versed. If he will be a Wisp Tiny in the mid lane versing him.
Well, what are they gonna do? Really taking their time here. They need a support hero.
Yeah.
Rubik, Disruptor is definitely a strong option versus Wisp. There's also Rubik, who fares pretty well against Nyx Assassin. Those are kind of your like safe support picks. Outside of that, if you want to push early, there's Chen, but yeah, they'll go for the Disruptor, which is I think is always a solid choice versus Wisp.
Yeah. So they knew the Tiny was coming, so I would have expected maybe they thought out their next 2 picks during that time, since they knew the Tiny's coming, but they get just the Disruptor for now.
Although, as you say that, they're not rushing for this next pick.
Yeah, yeah. Often when you know, like, it's like when you have that 4th ban in the second banning stage, like you have a ban into an insta pick. In theory, you should plan out your ban and then your pick and just be bang bang, get them both out at the same time and force your opponents to decide faster. But
Newbee, what else are they lacking here? They're safe lane farmer for How. We saw. We did see an anti-mage for Sylar, and I think it was ESL. They tried to run one. That did not end well, but Lifestealer's been something Hao plays quite a bit. Morphling is banned. He also plays a decent amount of Weaver. Trying to think what else there is. Weaver. There you go. Those are the main ones for me.
Weaver's good. He's pretty elusive.
Or for Hao, rather.
Elusive, hard to deal with. Morphling would have been ideal, I think, but got taken out, so Weaver's the good backup plan. So they've got all 3 of their core heroes. Just need that last support to go with the Disruptor. They maybe wanted another here with a bit more lockdown. They've got just the Centaur as far as initiation goes, but just something like a standard Rubik. I think like Chen's a bit weak here because you don't have a good there's no good ganking combo with a Disruptor, so I think more likely we see like some actual damage output coming from this other support.
Moo went ham on his TA last time.
Yeah.
But we see it again.
No, he had a fantastic TA game against DT Club.
So Vici will ban out the Chen. It's a good pure to put early pressure on these lanes, and Vici don't have much counter push. In fact, their laning stage it's alright in the lanes, but if they're forced to rotate early, they are not strong in their rotations. Nyx doesn't do much when he rotates unless he hits level 6. The Invoker not wanting to leave his lane generally. Maybe a Quaswex could. And Tiny Wisp pretty weak on their rotations as well. So I like the idea of banning a pushing support because it's something Vici can't deal with very well.
It's saying that, yeah, they can't deal with the push. I think the early game, the Chen's quite weak because you can't really gank any of the lanes. Like, you've got no setups to gank with.
That's true.
There's no good Chen plus Shadow Demon, Chen plus Rubik. It's not like your mid hero has a setup as well until TA hits 6 and gets trapped, so... I think something Newbee can even consider, it hasn't worked too well this tournament, is an offensive trial lane. They disrupt a Weaver, get another range hero with some kind of lockdown.
Venge.
Yeah,
Venge was probably the best one.
Venge is fantastic, because Centaur beats Nyx 1v1. Centaur's a really good 1v1.
Centaur just craps on most melee heroes.
Yeah. So I think if Newbee look at this, and once they see what Vici Gaming's last pick is, if they realize it's a Nyx off lane, not a Nyx support, maybe they put Centaur 1v1 and go for the offensive trial lane.
Yeah, I guess the X factor is Vici can do dual lanes. They can do the Tiny Wisp mid. Yeah. They can run, well, I guess now a Tree Invoker.
Oh, this is interesting lanes. I kind of like the Tree pick.
Maybe even a block pick, because Weaver or TA with Tree Armor is quite annoying, but...
I think more like, I don't think it's a block just because none of the Chinese teams play Treant, so they weren't expecting Newbee to pick Treant, just like Newbee weren't expecting Vici to pick Treant. But
Tree is one of the stronger melee supports at zoning out a Centaur, because he hits so hard. You hit the boots first, you just like wail away at him and can actually win that trade. And Newbee go Lich.
Like laning stage is the name of the game here.
Lane dominators for Newbee. They are very strong in the laning stage.
Every hero theirs is good in the laning stage in some way or fashion, I'd say. And Lich, you go mid with the TA and just beat the Wisp Tiny. Maybe I think Wisp Tiny may just have to safe lane it up and you do go Invoker mid, and even then your Invoker's being denied XP. So whether it's Invoker or Wisp Tiny mid, it kind of sucks for them. So.
First ever Tiny Wisp for Vici.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, let's see if they've been practicing it, gods. This is, it's not the hardest combo in the world to execute, but it does take some practice to refine it and play it at the top level.
Yeah, especially from your, like, just Wisp play in general. Like, I imagine something they have used in scrims here and there, but Wisp is a hero that, I mean, you've seen so many teams use it, you know the general idea and how to use relocate. Like, you can get out of certain spells using it, but it's like, until you actually practice and play it lots, you don't get the mechanics down, maybe.
Well, the draft's over, and we'll see a Sylar Tiny, so looking forward to this quite a bit. Super on the Invoker, and the players all selected up their heroes now. Before we get into it, gods, whose draft do you like better? And also, we didn't do predictions for the series.
Do we need? Oh, you're going to put me on the spot. You're behind, LD. You're on that perfect world of drugs.
Am I that far behind?
Yeah, I think
I'm going to reconnect real quick.
Okay.
Is perfect world being a little too perfect? But if things get really dicey, we do have the second monitor we can flip to, so nothing to worry about, though, hopefully. Gods won't be subjected to the horrors of having the camera control.
I know, you put me on the spot here. I didn't, like, get up at 4 AM, expect you just to be able to chill here, let you do all the work.
Dude, co-casting's the best.
Suddenly I find I gotta do camera control.
Even if you miss a kill as well as the main caster, you can just, like, go look at some cooldowns and be like, oh, this is what happened, and sound like you never missed a thing. It's great. I like co-casting.
Well, main casting is easy. All you have to do is shout and sound hype. Come on, LD. What are you talking about?
And not miss anything with the camera.
I mean, that's easy.
Easy.
Just talk in loud voices. And
well, I know how to do that.
Right, well, predictions. What do you think? Newbee or Vici? What is?
I think Vici. I would say Vici 3-2, though. I think it's going to be a very close series.
I think Newbee are going to win, and I think they're going to win either 3-1 or 3-0. That's what my head said. I think I'd be who do I want to see more. I think I have a slight favor to Vici Gaming, but I think Newbee are in better form. I don't know. And the game one, like Vici Gaming, have just pulled out a completely new draft, which is it could be either a fantastic thing or a really bad thing. So I think Newbee
it is risky for me to go with Vici when they're pulling this stuff out and they've yet to run the combo in a competitive match.
No, I think this draft aside, I would have said Newbee 3-1.
Okay. Well, there you go. What are the stakes here?
I don't know.
Do we have stakes for this?
We've set stakes on stuff in the before, and we just forget about it.
Have we? What are our last stakes that we forgot about?
I don't know. Exactly. If I forgot about it, then I would. If I didn't forget about it, I would tell you.
This sounds like an elaborate way of dodging to me.
Oh, set some stakes.
All right.
What stakes you want to play for? Well, what items do you have, LD? Let's look at items here. Let's bet some cosmetics. Do you have any good cosmetics?
Let's see. I don't really have a whole lot.
Oh, mythical bundle, man. What was that mythical invoker?
What are these items? Oh, Dream League items. Okay. Oh, I got my Dream League items. Okay, so gods, I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're not talking Elgato.
8 Elgatos.
I have 8 Elgatos.
I've got the MLG Scalehound here.
I got it. No. We need.
I had some really rare couriers. I gave them to friends and they sold them, and they're not my friends anymore.
Okay.
Let's see. What do we got? Captain Bamboo.
Yeah, choose a courier, which I'm.
Oh, Wood Chopper.
The Wood Chopper.
Dude, the Wood Chopper. Justin
I have the
Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
Well, you know what's better than 1 Justin Bieber?
2.
2 Justin Biebers. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I have the Immortal International courier. This one's worth quite a bit of money.
No. We're not high scale betters here. We need some more.
That's your way of saying that you don't. I have 2 Elder Timebreakers. Yeah, not too bad.
I'll take an Elder.
I've got a bunch of dumpster items.
The Timebreakers, the Void weapons.
I delete most of my items. Yeah, it's the one that they canceled.
Well, what can I bet you for that?
A bottle of my favorite booze.
What's your favorite booze?
I
can trade you a $30. I got some $30 items.
Shavas is good. It's very smooth.
$30 items you have. I have the shitty wizard couriers. Do you have one of those? They
I
cost
don't
like
think
$30.
so. The little orange dude. Yeah, I don't have one.
All right, fair trade. K-pop says it's a fair trade.
No, this isn't a trade. This is a bet.
Well, bet. Okay, so you're on Team Vici. I'm on Team Newbee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
score doesn't matter. I said through a Newbee bet. My end of the day.
Score doesn't matter.
Won.
Yeah. Wins a win.
Okay. So you're.
I'm on Team RTK. Let's be clear about that.
Wow.
RTK plus 4.
You're throwing FY under the bus and like.
I'm not saying he's the best player. I'm just saying he's the only one that matters.
All right. So you're Void Timebreaker and my TI3 shitty wizard.
What? The shitty wizard? That's not an
shitty
even
wizard
trade.
courier.
That's not an even trade.
That's K-pop just said it was. We disagree.
Go look up some item prices. I want confirmation from the stats man. All right.
Let me find this.
All right, guys. Here we go. It's game 1 of our best of 5. It's the Summit Asia Grand Finals. And I'm going to start yelling now. We've got Super on the safe lane Invoker. FY, your support Tramp Protector. Sylar taking up the reins as the Tiny going mid. RTK with another ugly Nyx item set. I guess that's the idea, is to make the ugliest possible Nyx in the world. And that leaves Fenrir playing the EO.
Well, over on the Radiant side, we have Team Newbee, my boys. We got Capitano Zhao, the Director, playing the Centaur in the offlane. We've got Banana playing the Lich mid. Mu playing the Templar Assassin. We've got in the safe lane Sansheng on the Disruptor. And finally, on the carry, it's Mandy Baby. Hal playing the Weaver for Team Newbee.
Mandy Baby.
What a name.
They fixed their tags, though. They did fix their tags
I
for
can't
us.
complain. He wants to play as Mandy Baby. He can play as Mandy Baby. At least everyone on Newbee is tagged up as Newbee.
All I'm saying is he's got to stand for something. So if he wants to play as Mandy Baby today, he's playing as Mandy Baby until his last day. Well, there's no changing.
He's changed his name like 5 or 6 times over the last year, so...
Good luck with that, Ben.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, it looks like Lich denies 1 creep mid and then goes immediately top, so wants to... Well, I don't know if they realize the Wiz Tiny's top, but they will quickly realize that it's actually mid. So, TA's up against the dual lane. Lich may just deny a couple creeps top before going mid here.
Well, with that being said, run the dual lanes mid, and we've seen this lane can go either way. The TA can get shut down or can get a bunch of farm and live, so it really just depends on individual play. Maybe they get a rune. The Tiny Wisp will have the rune control here, so that's going to be good for Vici. The offlane Centaur Lich is going to be a problem, or for Vici, but the offlane Centaur Lich is going to be a problem for Vici. This Invoker needs his levels, and with Lich constantly denying creeps, he's going to struggle for them.
Yeah, Trent just goes straight for pulls at the top lane. I think he needs to just be pulling as much as possible, get the wave back, and we may not even see Lich stay up here. Lich may just help get an early advantage for the Centaur, and then swing mid to help deny XP and farm from Tiny.
We should have Dota TV, guys. Just noticed a few people. We should have Dota TV audio.
It's probably just when you reconnected.
Ah, that's right. I did toggle it, though, so please let me know if it's not fixed when you get this message in 2 minutes. But, yeah, if there are any issues, we'll get them resolved. So, Timebreakers were 3 shitty wizards. I told you I was getting scammed.
Well, I'll put 3 shitty wizards on the line, then.
I don't want 3 shitty wizards.
Oh, man.
That's fine. Whatever. I'll find something I like in your inventory.
Okay. We'll find something of similar value. Similar value. And shitty wizard's worth more than $20? I sold one for like... Jesus.
Wow, those timebreakers are up to 48. Damn. Xiaowei dropping low top lane, though. He'll have to pop a salve here, and does have his boot skull, but needs to get to the side shop to use it. And so far, Vici Gaming holding their own decently in this off lane, but it's just the Invoker is going to continue to struggle to find his levels here. And this looks like he is going Quas. Well, actually hasn't skilled anything up yet. Could go Quas Wax.
Boots first is normally Quas Wax, but
yeah,
could be either still.
And against this kind of a strong harassing lane, he may feel like he has no choice but to go for some early points in Wex.
Well, Tia seems to be doing reasonably well against the Tiny Wisp. No super aggression coming out just yet. Fenrir's gone for the bottle rush, what we see most mid-Wisp do here. Helps out the Tiny a lot. You just go out to lane with a couple tangos, and you're pretty much good to go. So.
Yeah, has he been doing any stacking yet? Hasn't cleared out the trees just yet. We'll see if he looks to do that soon. But generally, it seems like most of the teams that have the most success with Tiny Wisp do favor a lot of early farming. Like Fnatic, a great example of that.
Even if you just stack the big camp, because you have to have a teammate go there with you to actually break down the trees. You can't just do it on your own. So maybe he just stacks the big camp, which is more than enough on its own.
Perfect world, please. Oh, it's just me.
I got you. We can pull on over, LD. Don't worry, man. But we've got Newbee. We're fixing some tech issues here, guys. But we got Newbee having a pretty good start here. I think as far as the lanes go, with the dual lane, I mean dual lanes from both teams. It feels like Newbee's no one's really zoning out the offlaners. Nyx is level 3.5. Centaur's not really even a true offlaner since he's got the Lich up there with him. But the TA mid level 5 is actually the highest level in the game. There we go. Crystal clear. We don't have, guys, do apologize. You won't have to TV for a bit as LD reconnects, but you do have a smooth streaming experience.
Yeah, we'll toggle the audio again when I get back in, but obviously we need to have a working camera for the viewers. So Moo gets a haste rune and is farming very well. 16 and 7 against the dual lane, and in fact going in on the Tiny now mid. There's your meld to start.
Yeah, he gets DD too.
Oh boy, this is not a good start.
Yeah. Tiny does have a salve this lane, so that'll help him out a bit there, but yeah, we'll see how things go from there. For top lane, Centaur's doing pretty well. Have fast Tranquils, has a magic stick, bananas, helping out. He's going to have a Lich is just so good at getting a fast level 6 because of the XP he gets from the sacrifice.
Yeah, and Invoker 9 and 5. He is not having a good time. Centaur 15 and 5. So Newbee, all 3 cores, top of the farm charts, and these are some heroes that need a good start. Like Invoker getting shut down early. If he doesn't go Midas, he's gonna have a hard time.
Oh, they have gone in on Banana at top lane. Nice Hoofstorm coming out. Hits just FY. F Super wants his kill with the Tornado. It's gonna be close. Banana turns around, throws a Frostblast. Does go down. First blood for FY.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Vici, making it easy.
Man, it's all part of the director's script here. He had his teammate going down there, so. We've got Moo. He's gone early, very early bracer. He's all about the survivability in this mid lane. Interesting to see, as you normally get the fast treads or fast phase boots, but knowing that this combo Wisp Tiny can kill him very easily, and well, Wisp actually made his way up into the jungle there, but didn't actually get any stacks on.
Yeah, Moo is playing very aggressively. He's already hit level 6 at 5 minutes in, and just keeps on balling. Oh man, perfect world, please.
Xiaowei gets a kill top lane, as he does get out of there on like 10 HP as well, so. LD, you're back with me? No.
No.
Not really.
Only in spirit, man. Top lane? Yeah, I see Xiaowei about to die.
Okay. Cool. Well, he's... Oh, no. Yeah. He already got out a bit, okay. He drops his Tranquil... Oh, goes for a last hit. I was like, you want that regen, man? You need that regen.
You know, it's been good every day until the grand finals.
There's no point in knocking on wood now, LD. It's already gone.
It's already screwed us. Yeah. I don't even know if my audio will go through, so...
Oh, they're going on Moo here mid lane. Invoker and Treat even rotating it. They really want to kill Moo, and they will, but that was like the 2 heroes from top lane coming in for that kill. That's a big commitment. I guess it's well worth it, because Moo's like the one hero doing... It's funny to say Moo's doing best on the Newbee side, because he was in a 1v2 scenario, but it does feel like he's doing better than he should be doing in mid lane. He's the top CS with the Weaver. He's crushed this dual lane. He's just straight up...
We've seen this dual lane 4 or 5 times, I would say, like that matchup, TA versus Tiny Wisp, and I would say it's normally even farm. Not like it's... And sometimes the TA dies, sometimes she lives and gets her levels, but very rare to see the TA out-farming the Tiny, controlling all the runes against the dual lane, and...
He did get, like, lucky.
He got lucky.
He was guessing. Like,
he got a haste rune, then he used the haste rune to get a double damage rune, and with those 2 runes secured, like, that makes the lane much easier from there, so... luck is a significant factor.
Yes. Radiant Ward has blocked this camp here, so they get the sentry coming. I think that's where he missed the pull in the stack earlier on, but you were going to see a gank towards the mid lane. Centaur's coming in, Stampede being used as well. Sylar in trouble, the double edge is all that's needed. Didn't even use a host stomp. Didn't have the mana for it actually, but they get the kill regardless, so.
Well, I'll just be casting off your monitor. At this point, I give up. Perfect World is just having none of it.
It's all good.
Well, do apologize to those who have the Dota TV ticket, but you can just can sync up the stream relatively closely with Dota TV. They both have 2-minute delay, so for now that's the best we can do. We'll try and figure out another solution if this happens again for Game 2, but for the time being, things looking, I would say, quite good for Newbee. 3 cores, farming well, and Centaur getting his levels at least, already level 6.
That way he's going to go down the top lane. Tiny rotating. Again, these like big rotations from Vici Gaming. First it's a 4-hero rotation to kill the TA mid. Now it's a 3-hero top to kill the center. And it's nice to get these kills, but I think end of the day, they're giving up farm in 2 other lanes. So these kills, they need to be followed up by towers, which is what Vici Gaming are trying to achieve here in the top lane, but not quite succeeding necessarily. And, yeah.
So for Vici, they haven't really gotten many stacks out for the Tiny. How's the Nyx assassin doing? Level 5.
Levels, yeah. No CS, but he's got levels.
Not doing as well as the Centaur.
Yeah,
though.
Centaur's got almost 20 CS. He's going to have a much faster Blink Dagger, although Nyx, you need to get the Arcanes first generally anyways. But
And Lich also, I imagine, doing pretty well in terms of levels with the Deny experience. So I think things are looking a bit better for Newbee, but Vici is the kind of lineup that can lose the laning stage and easily make a comeback later on. Though I do worry, like you, at the amount of time Sylar's investing in rotations, and they'll finally settle on putting him top lane, secure the safe lane farm. But
he needs to be top. He's got no farm at all. He's sitting on just a Bracer Magic Wand here. Doesn't have the upgraded boots. Still a long way from a drums. He's got nowhere near the farm of this Weaver. This Weaver's just free farming for days. He's got an Aquila. I wonder if we'll see a Midas or not from How. I'm not sure what he tends to favor. It's normally a Lincoln's Deso from him, but we'll see if he gets a Midas along the way or not.
Yeah, we haven't seen many. The Midases on the Weavers normally are like super fast if they go for them in the Chinese scene. It's kind of rare to see like going back for one, and we have not seen any TA players really pick one up lately.
Yeah, I think not for the TA, the Weaver. Yeah, Weaver is going Midas, so I don't think TA will.
What did he buy first?
Weaver, Aquila, and Tread. So he got lots of cheap items. Oh no, he just bought Treads. He didn't buy
I don't. Normally, like most of the Chinese players that I've seen, if they want to go Midas, they go like right away.
Yes.
They'll get like an Aquila and then maybe one Tango or something, and then they go straight Midas.
From Weaver at least, yeah, I think that's very true. Well, we see Moo. I think he's got like drums almost complete. Yeah, he's got drums. Oh no, he's got. Yeah, that's orange. Yeah, it's orange. That's a magic wand and just parts of his drums here. So he's getting very farmed in this mid lane. Weaver's farming lots at bottom. And yeah, Zhao Wei's doing fine. He's already more than halfway to his Blink Dagger. So all in all, the farm is looking really good for Newbee across the board. And they've done a great job shutting down the Tiny. Invoker's doing okay mid, getting some levels. Has rotated off the top lane just because they realized how much Tiny was behind. They had to send him top lane.
How is the stack situation for the Tiny? Have they managed to get much going for him?
Just the one. That's all they've got here. So
does that sentry block the camp?
No, I think I saw RTK swoop by and got a stack off, so that was to D-Ward and Observer Ward. That was like right here.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay, so yeah, for the key thing for Newbee is getting the Centaur Blink and just level 6 on Disruptor. As soon as they get that, I expect a lot of aggression from them.
Yeah.
Sure, they're winning the laning stage. Sure, they have decent late game, but well, it's nonetheless you don't want to let Tiny Wiz sit back and farm. Looks like I have reconnected for time number 1 billion, and at least for now it seems to be working. So.
Hello, Dota TV. How are
hello,
you guys?
Dota TV.
We do apologize for any and all sound issues.
Yeah, hopefully the audio will be back in 2 minutes' time. I'm just going to toggle it to make sure it's working.
Sounds good to me.
But yeah, let's get back into it. All right, we've got 2 casters in the game now. Ooh. Perfect World has Mercy. See, the Nokia wood did help, gods. Yeah, so as we were discussing, Tiny not farming very well thus far. And, well, RTK does hit level 6. So they have that going for them. No Wisp relocate online yet. The Invoker, Super's done pretty well. Level 8 is rushing either a mech or he's going mech. So this is the Ice 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 build. Loves that early Quaswex mech.
Yeah. Well, the CSs right now are just this is looking like really ugly for Vici Gaming. Like even though it's still early days and not a single tower's fallen, but the farm advantage is just colossal. Like, Vici Gaming have to entirely rely on their team fight, which isn't too bad. Like, Invoker, Tiny's actually a pretty good early game team fighter when he hits, like, that level 8, level 9, but Like, you're going to be against such farm core heroes of Newbee.
Yeah, you're going to be against a Weaver who's halfway to the Lincoln Sphere, can buy the Perseverance now. Blink Dagger about to come online for the Centaur, up to 1,500 gold. And to top it off, Moo, already phase drums completed. And he was dual-laned mid. You run that dual-lane mid, you at least want to break even with him. And they're down a solid 31 CS on the Tiny.
Yeah, so...
And the comeback it's not really there. There's just that single dual stack. And normally at this stage of the game, teams have been farming like multiple quad stacks for the Tiny, at least one.
The really sad thing for Tiny is he rotates top thinking, oh, I can farm better at top, but there's a Lich there spamming Sacrifice. Lich is also level 6, so you can't really engage onto Newbee as well here. And uh-oh, Tiny going to walk into the jungle. This is risky.
Oh, very risky. Relocate is available, but Fenrir's been caught by the Static Storm, and he won't be able to get off the ultimate to bring out the Tiny out. They've lost one. They're going to lose two. Now the meld crit just off with his head from Moo. Lops it off, and... the Wisp wanted to go for a relocate, but just clipped the Static Storm and then tried to back off, and by then it was too late.
And this is a tier 1 tower top down, I believe. Wiz Tiny could respawn and actually relocate up here. They're going to be back in time.
But what's the follow-up? There's no Vendetta on RTK.
They need Invoker, like, TPing. Invoker's walking. It looks like they do want to defend this.
Well, and Quaswex Invoker, one of the stronger heroes to deal with this. FY dropping low bottom lane.
Relocate bottom.
He does manage to get off the ultimate, and he'll stay alive. Then just time lapses out, so the Tiny Wisp go bottom in the end.
Now there's no defending top, I don't think. Well, Moo's out of mana, so maybe they can still defend top, but it's going to be really tricky without that Wisp.
They have living armor. This tower will be at full health in no time. That's the other thing Vici do have going for them. As bad as the laning stage is, if they're not giving up towers on top of it, they can keep it at a manageable gold deficit. But if they lose 2-3 towers, then they're almost down by 7-8k. They're approaching that 10k gold mark, so Tree will be very important here. He almost died bottom, overgrowthed, and managed to go invis just in time to dodge that Weaver potentially killing blow.
Yeah, FY's pretty farmed. He's Arcane Boot starting an earn, and he's hit level 7, so he's actually got really good farm on his Dream Protector, but and he's had actually a decent impact as well. Like, he's been behind 2 of their 3 kills, so he's done well so far, but I think it's the other Vici Gaming farmers. Like, you look at Sylar and you look at Super on the Invoker, who just need a lot of catching up right now.
Well, let the stacking begin. It might be a bit late, but they'll get it nonetheless. The Ancient stacks have begun. Problem is, they are not farming this for a long time. Quaswex Invoker, not very good at farming these. Tiny, nowhere near an Ags, and they could get a quad stack and still be 4 or 5 minutes off of actually being able to farm that stack. Sangchun will move in top. 2 heroes get clipped by the Tornado, but Xiao 8 sees an opening. Runs in. RTK can carapace this. He'll do it. And now they glimpse one back. It's RTK back into the middle of a few, but Xiao 8 not timely with the stomp, a bit hesitant. Still finds RTK while he's in biz, then the swarm comes out. Static Storm deployed, one more right click. RTK manages to get out of vision of the sentry. Still they lose the tree. The overgrowth's on 4, but to what end? Then Sylar and Fenrir come in. It's a bit late. They're just not here in time to engage.
Yeah, RTK is too low to re-engage. You can maybe throw an Impale from afar, but beyond that, I don't think you can really go back in. So Newbee threw a ton of spells and ultis. They just get the 1 kill, but they can try and follow this up with the tower. It's kind of tricky. Weaver's very low in mana after the EMP, but with this top lane now abandoned, this top tier 1 tower could be going down. They're trading for mid, though, or at least looking to trade for mid, so.
Yeah. Glyph gets popped here. Dire Glyph already down, so it should be a clean trade for Newbee. They'll lose some HP on their mid tower. They won't give it up, and they will connect or collect their first tower of the game. So big win for Newbee there. But, you know, Vici, what can they really do at this point? They're just not strong.
They're maybe going to get a kill on Moo here at mid lane. He
just melds. He will get caught by an Impale, but
got a refract off, so
still invis.
Yeah, blocked a lot of that damage, especially the toss.
I don't think they want to stick around for this. The Weaver's TP'd in as well. Then Xiao 8 comes in with the stomp, and they'll be forced back. No, they're going in. Whisk comes in. Super comes in. Vici want to fight. They're not afraid. They impale Moo. They'll try and bring him down here with the Avalanche Toss combination. Then they walk into a Chain Frost. It bounces to Sylar. Then to FY, and that's it. The Invoker on the run as they're relocate out. It's cooling down. The Tether will keep him in fighting shape for the time being. And Sylar finds the TA kill. And Vici actually managed to win that fight.
Oh, and they got the tree in here. He's trying to run the other way, but there's sentries all over. FY will go down. Tiny gets the tower, though, so good trade for Vici Gaming.
That's very good. They lose in support. They kill the TA, and they get the tier 1 mid. And they do it from a huge disadvantage, so big win for them.
Lich a bit unlucky with those bounces, though. That bounce just happened to go to the Treen, who was, like, not anywhere near any other units.
And was already, he was already running away even before that happened.
Yeah, slightly unfortunate there for the Chain Frost. But end of the day, Vici Gaming make their own luck. They get aggressive and find a good opening there at the mid lane.
This is where the Quaswex Invoker really helps them out. And as we can see, almost a 2,000 gold swing in their favor just from that fight. Had they gone Quas Exhort Invoker, they're not taking that fight. Maybe the lanes go a bit better, but They needed the EMP Tornado. The Mana Burn really hurt the TA
The Mana
there.
Burn combining with the mech, like that early mech from Super allowed them to go that aggressive. I think if they didn't have the mech, they wouldn't have dived that aggressively to kill Moo on the TA. Like
Yeah, it's the synergy of the build and the item. It's Invoker is a walking team fight with this build. You have Quas Exhort, you're making a Necro Book. Like, obviously, and you have a Midas and, you know, a Staff of Wizardry at this stage of the game. It's a very strong build in its own right, but would not offer you much in that situation. Yeah. So I like this build, especially considering how the laning stage went, because they need him to be a walking team fight.
Tiny's suddenly caught up on farm too. He's up there like at 88 CS next to the TA's 94, and it farms up his neutral stack. He gets the T1 mid tower, so he's actually caught up on farm.
It does make you wonder, should they have just gone like Cloud9 style this game? Moo could have had a very early Midas. Same for the Weaver, and they wouldn't be. Weaver would probably have Lincoln Sphere around this time, certainly by 20 minutes or so, and from there, I don't know that you want to take it late against Tiny Wisp, but you'll certainly be in better position to do it than they are now.
Yeah, I like the Weaver Midas. I'm not sold on the TA's trend getting Midas too much.
It has had mixed results. Sometimes it's incredibly effective, and other times you've got a useless TA and they just take your base at 20 minutes.
Like Newbee were in a position where they had such a good early start. Like if they got a couple Midases, it just basically allows Tiny to catch up on farm. Like sure, it's happened anyways, but if Newbee win these recent fights with their items, like their early treads, their early like Ultimate Orb and the Weaver and all these just like better fighting items, then they're getting further ahead. So I think going Midas is like, okay, we'll let Tiny catch up on farm. Kind of, you're just giving up your early game advantage for no reason.
Well, they haven't pushed it that hard yet. Only leading 6-4. They've only taken out 1 tower as well. It's a 4K gold lead, a 5K experience lead, but it just doesn't feel like much. I mean, their carries are up. They were up at one point, like, doubling the Tiny CS.
Yep.
RTK was way behind the Centaur, and, well, I feel like Newbee have more work to do. They can't be content with this, can't just sit back and farm. They need to go for towers, for some fights, and take the fight to Vici.
Yeah, they're trying to go for this T1 mid tower. I think this Sentry may be in range of the tower vision. The Sentry should get... Yeah, I'm pretty sure Vici see that.
They see it.
Yeah.
But they're not going anywhere near it.
Tower true sight's longer than the actual attack range.
Yeah. At the end of the day, Newbee is not afraid. RTK may go for the D-Ward now.
Yeah, he sees it. No?
No?
Okay, no,
it says he sees it.
Yeah.
Looking at the dire vision.
That's weird. I thought...
Maybe it's just a spectator glitch.
Yeah.
That's one of the changes I would really like to see is true Fog of War.
Okay. Yeah.
There was a suggestion for some spectator improvements, and that definitely fits the bill.
Oh, well, a perfectly placed sentry in the mid lane.
It looked like it was in D-Ward range, but
okay.
That's why they're the pros.
I'm spewing mechanics nonsense right now.
It's okay. It's okay. We've got a working Dota TV feed now, so everything's good, Gotch. Just relax. Okay. They have the Blink on Chow 8. They're working towards the Lincolns on the Weaver. Newbee are pretty much ready to fight. Moo, no Blink, but he's gone Phase Drums Yasha. Very strong combat build at this stage. They're not really doing much to secure farm. So, to me, if they're not fighting and taking towers, Vici are playing. It's a Vici game at that point.
Yeah, I think Tiny's doing a good job of catching up here. Weaver is going to be, like, we've seen Weaver, like, generally the Chinese really like playing this Weaver as a super hard game carry, even though it's not the best late game carry, but I think against Tiny it's not too bad. It was the game against the Morphling where the Weaver really struggled. Against Tiny, I think the results is a little better.
Yeah, well, nothing is that great against Tiny late game, though.
Well,
especially a Tiny Wisp.
Well, that's the thing. The Wisp is always going to be super squishy, so you kill the Wisp and the Tiny's something not as scary.
RTK gets caught mid. He'll take up quite a few nukes, pops the Vendetta, gets dusted, but Living Armor's here. Keeps him alive for the time being. He gets off a 2-hero Carapace. He will fall to a Static Storm Super. Caught within that as well. He already used the mech. Tiny coming in, though. Tony's looking for kills. He's already dropped Banana. Looks for more. Can he bring down Sungshun? Can he bring down the Weaver? That'll be it, it looks like.
Weaver might clean up here with the TA.
Moo might as well. Moo's got a double damager, and it sure cleaves Super to bits. Now looking for Sylar as well. The dive's on. Living Armor, he is here, trying to keep him alive. Sylar on the retreat out, takes a trap. And with no Wisp, no crowd control to back him up, he is not in good position right now. They will drop the Swarm. The chase continues.
Stun, and Center's actually out of mana.
Oh, there's the Glimpse. Glimpse right back in, and right into Moo's waiting arms. He was sitting here melded with a double damager, and great little combination from Newbee.
Yeah, really nice fight there. And that Sentry was such a value Sentry there. They got such great vision out of it. They saw all these invis heroes, and Well, a big 2k gold swing going the way of Newbee after that fight, and the experience is, I think, what's really scary, because we're still at this stage of the game where getting these heroes like up to level 11, 12, get their level 2 ultis in play, get your core heroes up to level 14, 15, and that's where Weaver and TA both level 13, 14 are looking really scary right now.
Yeah, that was good by Newbee just taking a fight. To me, that's the key thing, is they should be taking fights right now. And then once they win a fight, take a tower, go farm. Obviously, they can use items, but just trading a farm race is not to their liking.
And that was like, they didn't actually kill ROTK when they engaged, and the fight still went really well. They didn't even get a Lich Chainfrost off, so a few things not going Newbee's way, and they still win the fight very convincingly.
Yeah, that Static Storm was nice, though. It caught Super in an awkward position in the kinetic field. He popped the mech and kept RTK alive for a while, but the mech was used very early, only on one hero who died anyway, and it didn't give you the full benefit. They didn't have, like, the tether... The half HP Tiny getting Tether Wisp mech healed for like 500 plus HP, but yeah, it just wasn't the best time to use a mech. Unfortunately, they had to and it didn't work, and here comes the push. Newbee feeling strong right now. 4 staff soon on Shao 8. Moo, haste online, and they'll go for the tier 1 bottom. Living Armor not really going to help you here unless you bring in 4 or 5 heroes, and I don't think they want to.
Yeah, with an EMP, not even going to hit anyone, so...
Shao 8 just like lazily scoots off to the trees. Another tornado now comes out, but the Axe is online, but it doesn't feel particularly quick.
No, it's still not bad, but he's trying to get this tier 1 tower top, and with Weaver showing up, that may not even happen, so... Newbee in a good position. They've taken only 2 towers right now. That's actually the kind of, I guess, comforting factor for Vici Gaming, is that they have done a good job holding their towers, using the Treant, and using the Tornado EMP Invoker to stall this push.
RTK off on his own. He's going to set up a 2 here on Pale. Where's that relocate? It's coming in now. The Tiny Wisp, they walk into a Static Storm, into a Lich Ultimate. It bounces here, there, everywhere, and Sylar left on an island. He will bring down 2 more, though, with the club.
That craggy
Tony
RNG.
with the stick.
He got, like, he craggied, like, every single right click there at the end. Everyone they were trying to kill him, and they just kept getting stunned by the freaking Craggy.
Man, that was it looked like such an auto-win fight for Newbee. They Static Storm, Kinetic Field, Chain Frosted, on top of 2 heroes who were caught relocating in. Like, they were completely ready for that fight, and they still lost it.
Craggy RNG was huge there. I think Tiny would have died if not for the, like, getting 3 Craggies in a row.
Well, feeling better about that Vici bet right now. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, man. Sylar's going to be spotted up bottom lane.
Still in a lot of trouble this game. They're down by, like, I'd say 7 to 8k gold, and they are holding towers. Like, it's really annoying for Newbee to try and push, but this is pre-Weaver Desolator. I think Desolator is where they get a whole lot scary with these pushes of theirs.
Yeah. One thing that Vici could look to do is try and sneak a Roche if they find an opening, push out the top lane with the Tiny Wisp, and potentially just TP in. They still have their mid-tier 1, so they can get to the pit quickly. You also have Alacrity to, or soon you will, once he takes a point exhort.
Yep.
To throw on the Tiny, and Roche will not last that long. Even without... Well, actually, they do have a mid-fly, so I would like to see Vici try and sneak a Roche. If they get one, I think that completely changes Newbee's game plan, and they can't go for those aggressive pushes with the Deso anymore.
Yeah. Well,
we'll see if they can find the openings.
I mean, tricky. The good thing, Vici Gaming still having these towers means it's so easy for them to fight at the Roshan pit, because even if there's a big fight at the Roche pit, they can instantly buy back and TP that T1 mid. You're at Roshan already, so it's actually really scary for Newbee to try and contest any sort of a Roshan fight from Vici Gaming.
No.
Not that Vici Gaming have the best damage to bring down Roshan, that's really the big worry for them. Like, their damage output for Roche is just kind of non-existent.
Once they get 1 point exhort, Tiny with Alacrity and a Wisp, dude, that's plenty of damage. And they have a medallion on tree.
It's still, like, just limited mindset. Like, a Newbee with, like, TA alone is, like, a better Roche hero than, like...
Oh, Newbee are better at it, but Vici are dire side.
Yeah.
And they're more able to push the lanes to a point where they can go into Roche. Like, they can push top with the Tiny like they already did, take a tier 1, and then just TP into the tier 1 mid and go for the Roche. Yeah. And if Newbee tried to defend that, they will not be in a great position. They've lost their tier 1 mid.
It's also this scary timing when Moo does have his BKB. That's where he's going to be doing a lot of damage in these fights. Desolator's now up for How if he wants to fly it out, and will do so. So this is just not really a good timing for Vici Gaming, I think, more than anything, with these, like, all these key items for Newbee. Like, Newbee are going for a smoke because they look at this and say, well, we're as ready as ever to take a big team fight.
They're definitely stronger in the fights right now.
Yeah.
Vici, only way I really see them winning it is just getting, like, a perfect relocate EMP Tornado combo off. Even then, it's tough. The TA BKB will be very effective in this fight. Overgrowth could somewhat deal with it, but there's not much to force him to use the BKB early. Weaver Desolator comes online and will start banging away on the tower. FY's invis though.
No gem.
He spots out the rotation. And they'll pop a Centaur ult, but they don't find that tree.
They throw the dust as well, and it's Tiny working the tier 2 top, so Weaver going to go back up there and try and stop this.
He'll begin the chase with Sakuchi damage, but now they can go in mid. They can relocate back here, and they'll have a man advantage. The Weaver not able to rejoin this fight. BKB already been used by Moo. A little bit indecisive about who to focus. And
Wisp may just die top, though.
in the end.
Yeah. Should be a dead Wisp. Static, even the Static Storm there waiting.
Not going anywhere, Fenrir.
Make your life a little easier with that. Like, it's a 80-second cooldown, so why not?
Well, time to farm that Ancient stack.
Yeah.
It's only a double stack.
Oh, no. Sad days.
It's a sad boy stack.
Got D-Ward near the Roshan pit, so they've got good vision there, but again, Newbee are just going to keep being aggressive now that they've finished off the Desolator, the BKB, they've got Centaur with the Force Staff.
Yeah,
they need a gem really bad. Like, they got caught, like, the TA was just, the Treant was just sitting there invis.
RTK gets glimpsed. He'll run the other direction, though. Mood will be on the chase, has the BKB in 20 seconds, but it's not soon enough. The Centaur does connect, though. Xiao 8 finds the opening, blinks in, ends ROTK's life. And Newbee looking better and better.
Yeah. And they'll just keep going back, defend the split push from the Tiny. Like, Weaver's like, well, sure, I've got Link and Cess so I can fight, but at the same time, I can get more farmed and scarier. Maybe a Butterfly, maybe a BKB comes next. Probably wants both these two items at some point by the time the game ends. And for Newbee, they're just getting so much scarier the longer this game goes on. Like, you look even at someone like Xiao 8, he's got Blink 4 stuff. He can get a BKB up in the next 5 minutes, and with BKBs, Vici Gaming just have no way to win a team fight. Like, with Tiny alone, it's just not going to be enough when you've got no lockdown to back it up.
Yeah, they need a really clutch overgrowth.
Yeah.
And if there's a gem, which there is now in Sungchung, they're not getting it.
Yeah, FY's got a gem of his own, but I think the Newbee gem's the more important one, like, as far as actually controlling team fights goes. For Vici, they can get some actual, like, trying to keep map control, D-Ward as much as they can, but I worry that they're going to struggle to defend some of these towers, maybe.
And there's not a great trade in sight. Top lane's not pushed in enough. Tiny will push the mid lane through, but he's not going to do it in time. This bottom tower will fall first.
Yeah, Tiny's actually on par with the Weaver, so he's done a really good job of staying on track as far as farm goes. Sylar is going to be a beastly late game carry, but
he's also fighting against one other thing we haven't discussed, which is Frost Armor.
Yeah.
Frost Armor, you do have the extra attack speed from the Wisp, but Frost Armor makes your life very difficult, and also that move speed slow. It will largely negate the benefit of the tether.
I think the other really bad thing is he's against a dual carry lineup, Weaver and TA on the enemy team. He's pretty much on his own as far as late game goes. Invoker's not going to offer too much.
This Invoker is poor.
Yeah, he's gone complete support utility items. 4 Staff, Ghost Scepter. He's all about staying alive, not actually providing like a Hex for the team or any sort of actual real damage output. So at this point, Invoker's like kind of like in the same boat as someone like the Nyx, where he's just like an initiator, a team fighter, but no real damage output. So
he'll be there for Alacrity and EMP Tornado, Cold Snap. That's it.
And I think when,
maybe
like,
an Ice Wall.
Weaver and TA with BKB, they can just destroy Tiny in fights. Like, Tiny is just going to go down. He won't have his Avalanche or his teammates to defend him. He won't have Craggy. BKBs is just going to be the end of him.
Well, in true Directorate fashion, no mercy. Newbee make their move now, straight into the enemy jungle. They'll find RTK here with the gem, and he's just eviscerated. They'll leave him to die. No help for you, sir. The Living Armor keeps him alive for a bit longer, but not long enough. Now FY is in a bit of an island here.
He needs a TP.
Or Sylar, rather.
Yeah, gets out of there. Tier 2 tower now, Dunzo. This does not look like it should be defended from Vici.
Beyond Dunzo.
Dunskies.
What lies beyond Dunzo?
Dunskies.
Dunskies.
Yeah. Dunarino.
Gods has been adding Areno onto everything he says.
Only around you, because it's more fun around you. I was talking to some of the high ground guys today, and as soon as I add you into the convo, I start using it just to annoy you.
I don't even remember what you said, but it was just the dumbest thing ever. I was just like, stop. You're not 5. You are not the living embodiment of Twitch chat. It's only Lysander, Gods.
Yeah. Everyone wants to be Lysander, though.
Not everyone can be a Dunarino.
No, only
Lysanderino.
it's easy to do.
I will admit it's addictive.
It's
I'm trying to maintain my composure here and not
professionalism.
stoop to your level.
Tiny. This is
Here
not
comes the man with the big club. It's Sylar. He whiffs the avalanche, though. That is not a good start. Now he'll be caught out. The Wisp can keep him alive here, and she'll need to do it. Nice relocate out.
Static Storm was there. They'll get the Wisp there.
That's good. It's not great. I mean, he could have just backed there, but...
Tiny...
Was feeling strong with his complete Assault Caress, but...
Wow. What? He tethered... was that a crazy bug? What? Huh? He tethered as he relocated back or something? What? Yeah. He tethered... That's definitely bug. Or as
so
Val
he tethered
say,
Sylar as he relocated back?
So the tether was like being thrown like across the air, like he was moving with it as he relocated back, and apparently that got him out? Maybe he was tossed or something? I don't know.
It's like the skewer relocate.
Okay. So he was still going. Maybe was toss involved, do we think? Or like if you maybe if you toss Wisp in the air because he'll relocate back, but then when you land in the toss, it's where you actually toss to begin with. So maybe it was toss. I don't know.
Well, why haven't we seen that before if that's the case?
No one's saying anything. Players are just like, yeah, normal.
Well, that's definitely worth an instant replay after this game. But even if the Wisp died there, it's a Wisp. It's whatever. But it's a nice little victory.
Moose finished the Daedalus here. That's scary. They didn't need the Deso as they've already got one on the Weaver, and Moo is... He's looking as scary, if not scarier, than the Weaver at this point.
I mean, the only other thing I was thinking is maybe Sangsheng, like, misused his glimpse or something, but it didn't appear to be on cooldown, so...
Yeah. I'll see if I can catch any info on the stream when we get caught up in the 2-minute delay, but I don't know.
Well, we'll see. Either way, Vici Gaming hanging on now, score 8-15. 33 minutes in, and Newbee looking to mount their first real offensive with the Daedalus up and the Templar Assassin. She's hitting like a truck and ready to start bowling through some buildings. They'll start the fight off on FY, but RTK's there with a nice counter initiate. The 2-hero impale, then the Ava toss onto Mandy Boy. Nearly brings him down, can't quite do it. Sylar fighting on his own. Super forced to retreat out. FY as well. Fenrir is still alive for the time being, but it's Super who goes down first. Now Sylar gets caught by the hoof stomp, glimpsed back to his doom. And Newbee are just a bit too big. The relocate was even attempted, but Fenrir, well, this time he's dying.
Yeah, I think so. They're going to go for the tower, but they should maybe bounce back there. Yeah, a few more seconds.
Maybe they're worried about a buyback. Oh, there is a buyback.
Okay. RTK going on Sansheng. Sansheng may do it down. He's got the gem. Gem on the floor. Weaver's trying to pick it up here, but...
The Deafening Blast connects on 2, but that's a stop on 3 from the Director. Isn't there enough follow-up for it, though, Moo? No BKB. With no BKB, this TA is not very tanky. Can be brought down here by some more right clicks. A single impale will do Moo in. That's going to be another kill for Vici. And Roche is potentially in the offing. Super runs in with the Ghostwalk Tornado to start it off, setting up the slow, and now continues pursuit. They're not done yet. They'll find Banana as well. That's another hero falling. 2, 3 heroes dead, and they might just go Roche after this.
Yeah. Buybacks come from the Disruptor, but...
It seemed like Newbee was afraid of a buyback because they weren't clustering around the Wisp, but they clearly were not afraid enough.
And Disruptor was in the front lines. Like, Disruptor got jumped by RTK there. That was just kind of poor positioning from Sansheng, but at the same time, like you say, like you're scared of the buyback, but just not scared enough of it. So TA even going to buyback as well. They want to make sure that Vici do not get an Aegis in their hands, and, well, we'll see what they can do out of this one. Tiny did buyback as well, so that kind of negates the TA buyback somewhat, but Roshan is the name of the game here. RTK siege out in the low ground. I don't think Newbee have a gem. They lost gem, so they could get Sentries, Dust, all of the above, and...
Oh, and they're going to find Shao 8 as well.
It's so hard to fight without a gem.
He gets caught by the Impale. The follow-ups here from Sylar. Goes right on him. Nice Static Storm. Holding Sylar in position. He's isolated now. Moo tries to work on him, but these craggy procs are just ruining the Templar Assassin. Gets dunked and dunked. The slams from Sylar. So strong. Now Mandy Boy. Mandy Baby. Whatever you want to call him. He's getting clubbed. It's clubbing time for Vici. That was a dieback from the TA. The Weaver does have a buyback available, but...
Yeah, I don't think you can throw the buy. At least not now. Wait till Lich is back, maybe. Wait till they actually breach in the high ground. But, boy, these Craggies keep coming in big. Weaver is going to buy back in the end, but look at that. Big XP and net worth change going in Vici's. And they don't even have to use any of their big spells. Just a mech and an overgrowth, and they've still got everything else ready to go.
Then now that Roche is so much easier for them now with this tier 2 down mid. Do they even back? Sylar's up to 3.7k, by the way.
This was a, like, 13 to 14k gold lead for Newbee. And this is going to see a big dip down, like a 5k-ish, I feel, swing in a second once it kind of updates. But maybe not that big, but either way, it's a huge advantage.
It's just the map control as well, and their ability to secure Roche. Before, I was nil. Like, even though they're Dire side, Newbee had taken all the tier 2s, mid and bottom, and were threatening high ground. They lose 2 fights in a row, and Rosh is going to be just a freebie. Although, Sylar is getting bashed here. Is there anyone who can jump into the pit and steal the Aegis in time? Rosh falling low. It does go the way of Sylar. He snags the Aegis, and Newbee, they want no part of this. They'll retreat out. That's a big loss. That's probably 6 minutes of free farm for Mr. Sylar, by which time I think I kind of feel like it's a BKB game just because of the disruptor. But then again, they haven't been able to kill him during BKB. Yeah. You know, this TA just keeps on getting craggy. Moo got craggy like twice in that fight versus the
He even had his BKB, but he just like once he got craggied once and like he just didn't pop it. I don't know. He got avalanched or something, but just couldn't get his BKB off, and it was a sad boy that fight. I don't know. Not TA just getting wrecked by craggy this game. Now his BKB's down at 8 seconds still, so it's still not bad in these next couple of team fights, but it needs to make sure it gets it off and does more. Similar story from the Weaver. Like Weaver, they have to focus other heroes before the Tiny, like they want to bring down the Wisp, even just take out the Invoker because he's doing all in these fights, but at this point Newbee, I don't even know if they're ahead anymore. It's a 7k gold lead, but it really feels like Vici Gaming with the Aegis and with the Tiny this round are actually the ones in better control. And most important thing I think is the gem factor. Newbee do not have a gem, and it's really hard to play late game Dota without a gem. Not just for the invis detection, but for just map control.
Yeah, to be fair, the Dire side actually has 0 wards on the map right now. Yeah. And Newbee have a few defensive, well, mostly just sentries.
I mean, you look at the map and they have to buy 10-20 sentry wards just to deal with Nyx Vendetta as well as Treant Invis as well, the Nature's Guys. Like, these 2 spells can just be initiating you at any time. So anywhere you walk, you need sentries down, I feel. So they're buying a gem as soon as possible, but okay, gem's back up, so they really need to buy this. Sancheng's a bit short on gold. Lich, I think Lich will buy it once he has the 900 he needs, because gem is core item.
Lich needs that eggs. Forget about the gem. What are you talking about?
LD, you crazy.
Professional analyst.
You crazy.
My ass. Here comes the siege. The Manta comes out. The sticks are released. Look at this tower just get shredded by Sylar.
Frost armor? You gotta frost armor that tower.
Oh my goodness. Like it would have mattered.
Frost armor these Raxes.
This is tiny, baby. He ain't messing around. The Rax dropping pretty low. The Centaur's still available here, but look at these club smacks. It's killing the Rex in 5, 6, 7 hits. Oh my goodness.
Tiny's beast moding.
And they're not even trying to engage on him. They really can't. They pop a Centaur ult, but not able to get in range. The Impale from RTK completely airballing that, but, well, Weaver forced to pop BKB. Sylar will have a second life, even if he goes down here.
He's so tanky.
Well, they've used everything to kill him once. Now comes round 2. BKB's down.
They've got Moose
They
BKB,
do have Static Storm. They have Static Storm here. And the Somp. Maybe they can catch him. In comes the Wiz, though. They'll force staff him back. Now Moose BKB forced out. That Static Storm completely whiffing. Not connecting on a thing. The Chain Frost, some unlucky bounces once again. It's only hitting creeps. No Static Storm. No Chain Frost. No BKBs. Oh, boy.
Jowie misses the whole Storm now. RTK misses his Impale in return.
Guys, somebody hit a goddamn spell. Vici Gaming. They'll unload an Ice Wall. They've taken Rax. They really don't have to stick around anymore, but...
Back off.
They seem hell-bent on fighting this
one. I mean, Newbee don't have BKBs right now, but I don't think that's reason enough to stay around. You can just back off. You don't have agents on the Tiny any longer. And, well, I think they just want to go home.
Oh, boy, gods. That is the summit right there. And Vici have gone beyond it. Now they're going into the valley. And they like the way that valley looks. Quite a bit better, I must say.
Well, let's see. DD Tiny is like every Tiny's wet dream. This is just...
This is the ruin of many wins.
I don't know if they're going to actually be able to do too much with it. They'd love for there to be a Roshan or a push to come.
Is that a challenge? Are you challenging Sylar's ability to do things with this double damage?
Well, he can't kill a Roshan that's not there, LD. I will challenge that.
Look at that. Four chops. Yeah. Down go the Ancients.
Is he going to get Roshan with this DD rune? He's not going to get Roshan with this DD rune. He's not magical. He can't make Roshan
That's only because Rosha's not a man.
Yeah. Well,
Rosha's a wuss. Come out and fight, Rosh.
All right.
Meet your maker. The glowing blue rock. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know what Newbee do at this point, honestly. Like the thing for Vici is they're up one lane of Rex with Tiny Wisp. And they still have their tier 3s online. They also have quite a few buybacks if they need them for the upcoming fight. So Vici can basically just farm, push out the lanes with no gem. Well, actually, I guess Newbee got a gem finally, but even with the gem now, I don't know if there's a lot of heroes that won't be easy kills. Tiny, not an easy kill. The Wisp has a freaking Reaver, so she's not even that squishy. And you've got RTK with Blink Ghost Scepter. Super is very elusive with a Max Wex. And they could just basically let the top lane push in, split push with the Tiny Wisp, wait for the next Roshan, and then come for the second lane of Rack. So it's
Yeah.
Newbee of all the pressure, and they just don't have the best lineup to move or freely around the map. There's no global presence. Their split push isn't that fast. They really had such a good timing in that earlier push and just underestimated the tiny buyback.
Yeah. Well, and suddenly they're so far behind the Tiny and Farm. They're 2 carries because of these buybacks. Like TA as well as Weaver just don't have that next item. Like at this stage of the game, if they had their next big item, like you look at TA with MKB, with Manta, whatever it may be. If you look at Weaver with a Butterfly, I think TA actually may go Butterfly as well. If you have these 2 items up, double Butterfly, so Tiny maybe he has to go MKB. I think Newbee in a much better position, but they don't have this. Like they're actually behind. I think the gold graph is actually a lie right now. It's a 3k gold lead for Newbee, but if you look at the total net worth of both teams, Vici have the overall net worth advantage between the 2 teams. Just looking like a bit quick mental math. I don't know if my math is accurate, but
well, TA is 5k ahead of the Invoker.
Yes,
I guess.
But look where Tiny is.
Yeah.
Invoke, and then the three like support, quote unquote supports for Vici are so far ahead of those Radiant supports.
Yeah, the Newbie did use some. The thing is, they used big buybacks. They had a dieback from the TA, the Weaver. I don't think the Weaver bought back. There's at least 1 or 2 other heroes that did in that previous engagement, and they still ended up giving up the Roshan in the end. So the buybacks really slowed down their item progression and just cost them in general. And
Newbie have a lot of wasted.
Look
gold.
at this diffusal blade on the TA. What does this remove?
Annoying
the Ghost
Scepters,
Scepters.
yeah.
Triple Ghost Scepter on Vici.
Countless times this Wisp has just been using Ghost Scepter to like save himself or itself, and it's been causing problems. So
he's got 4,000 health now. 4,000 health, Craggy, 31 armor.
You've got to
overcharge.
You go on Wisp.
And they found Mandy, baby. How? You're looking a little bit lonely here, buddy. Oh man, that was easy.
Wow, he's got buyback, and
that was really unfortunate. Just ran right into 5.
He's going to have to use his buyback, it looks like, because at Vici Gaming, you may as well go down that bottom lane. Force out the buyback here.
Yeah, force out the buyback. That means they won't have it for the next Roche fight, which is conveniently coming in the next 1 to 4 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
here they go.
They may even get Raxes. They may see the buyback and say, well, we can still go high ground. Like, this means Weaver does not have buyback. And you've just got a Tiny with 4k HP. He's got a hard Tarrasque. It's definitely, I think, possible to go high ground. Alacrity plus Wisp overcharge. This Tiny is just...
This is not fair.
Where's that DD rune now? If only. If only.
Call your local police. This is some serious unnecessary violence. Oh, this Tiny is a vicious monster. They've got the Alacrity available as well. They can pop it now, and Moo tossed up, almost dunked instantly. There is a nice static storm here, holding 2 in position for the time being. Actually only 1, but even with all that, Sylar's still only at half HP. Moo's trying to go hard on him. The heart's here. The relocate out not available, and he gets glimpsed back in. They might lose Sylar. Okay. They will lose Sylar.
All 4k HP gone. Fenrir now on the run. He's got the Ghost Scepter, but that's what that diffusel's for. Use that diffusal. There we go. Fenrir tether away. That right click's following him.
They have a relocate.
Enough, and
they have a relocate. Are they going to go for it? No, the TP out.
Out.
That was an ambitious TP.
What?
Well,
what are you smoking, Fenrir?
In good news for Vici, top lane is pushing in. And in bad news, Roche is up in less than a minute.
The good news is very small good news. Like, it's just... They're going to do a bit of damage to some tier 4
They should have waited until relocate was available before committing to that.
Vici losing net worth out of that fight. They're down 2k. Did they... They
found the tree. They blink in, stomp double edge, and bring him down. And how many buybacks do we have on the side of Vici Gaming? It looked like their game. Yeah. 4 heroes have buyback, so they have them if they need them. They may just have to throw them all out now.
Tiny's brought back. We'll see if Newbee actually stay here. Wisp without buyback. Tiny without Wisp is nowhere near as scary.
They've got to be careful. If they lose the Tiny here, that's probably GG, because that's a dieback at that point. Sylar caught in the kinetic field, going for the right click, still alive for the time being, but dropping incredibly low to the Weaver. It's a dieback from Sylar. Oh, where was the team? FY comes in now, but it's too late. The Disruptor will fall.
Sylar is the team at this point. Moo's still fighting. He's got no BKB. He will go down after this Impale, it looks like. Oh, yep, there goes FY in some trouble here. Weaver's still very healthy. FY's Ghost Scepter going to help keep him alive, and Mandy Baby, we've pushed back. Vici Gaming, though. Oh, they want this Weaver. Mandy Baby. Mr. Howe, still on the run.
Let's not call it Mandy Baby. My goodness.
Oh, Mandy Baby.
What a name.
Mandy Baby Reno?
They are chasing him down. They've got a blink Impale.
Mandy Baby Reno in some trouble here. Is the Baby Reno going to...
He gets Sakuchi'd into the carapace and might end up going down. The Baby Reno's in trouble.
Time lapse in 3. He's going to get out. Time lapse. Oh my gosh.
No? Is he? Is he?
He needs that Shikuchi.
Is there a Sunstrike? No mana. Oh, he's run back into the Wisp.
Where are you going?
Oh, he tries to be too fancy. He dies. He doesn't have buyback either.
Pathing.
That's a double dieback.
He messed up the pathing with the like right click into trees there. I think he was trying to go hide in those trees, but he just somewhat misclicked and came and popped back out.
And that was a dieback from the Tiny, a dieback from the Weaver, and in the end, Vici hold their high ground.
It was like a minute-and-a-half team fight there, and yeah, those buybacks and oh yeah.
I think buyback is no longer a term. This is the game of diebacks.
Yeah, Tiny going down twice.
Like our third or fourth dieback so far.
As good as that was for Vici Gaming, they do lose Tiny twice. I mean, he's maxed out anyway, so it's not like it matters from the gold point of view, but it does mean that Vici can't like push off of this too easily.
This is why you get BKB against Disruptor.
Oh, relocate onto Roshan. It's like, hey guys, we're roaching. They just relocate to Roach, but they're going to kill this so fast. This Tiny's so scary. Screw BKB on Tiny. He needs Daedalus. They're all about that Daedalus life.
The only way he dies is to the Blink, Stop, Disruptor, Glimpse, Kinetic Field, Static Star. Like, that's the only way he's dying.
All the damage came from the Weaver and the TA BKB right clicks, though. Like, with that said, they did lock him down using what you just said, but... Like,
the other thing was they could have just waited until Relocate was off cooldown. If they had done that before pushing high ground, that would have been a very safe fight.
I think the best item for him right now is actually Butterfly. I think Butterfly would be such... He's dying to right clicks. Like, okay, sure, there's lockdown to keep him in place, but 90% of the damage that killed him last time, I would say, was TA and Weaver. I think a Butterfly would just be, like, the best item in the world here for Sylar. I don't think he's going to get it, but I think it'd be amazing.
Yeah, Butterfly would be pretty good.
He has the Aegis, though, so he doesn't actually have the item slots. I think the Aegis is better than Butterfly.
He doesn't have buyback, though, for 3 minutes.
So. Weaver's alive now.
Spend that gold, baby. We'll go high ground now, and...
Mantis off the DD. Nice Halberd use from Zhao Wei. The Halberd stopping him from attacking.
He has alacrity here, but can't use it. They don't have to commit to this one too much. He gets glimpsed back in. It's the damn kinetic field again. Then the stomp on 2 on the backside. Zhao Wei isolates the supports, but Sylar standing strong for now. The Chain Frost bounces to FY. Mu looking for more. Can they bring down Sylar here? The Nyx is bought back. The Invoker as well. The Wisp is still here, keeping Sylar in healthy condition for the time being, but he needs more help. He just doesn't have it. The Ava toss. Is there a toss follow-up? Sylar, he's stunned. He can't do anything. He tossed the Weaver forward, almost dunked Zhao Wei. Zhao Wei not going to be an alley-oop this day. Sylar slowly being kited down. The Weaver plinking away one by one. These little attacks bringing him down. He gets purged. Sylar's going to die again. He does have Aegis, but they hold on to their base for now.
They say we can't do this, and with good reason, because Wiz just bought back, has the relocate. Tornado going into the high ground will catch the TA. Mu, he just bought back. It's going to be the full dieback. It will. Oh no.
Game of diebacks. That's at least our 4th, and now the racks are exposed. Tiny with 1 extra life. They might lose their Wisp, but it's already a melee down here as well. Newbee need a huge
trade. He relocates out.
Leave Sylar alone. Sylar says, great, I'll take this one myself, guys. There's no more TA. She's the one who's been really frustrating him in the fights and now goes directly onto Sangcheng. The glimpse is there. Could just hit the racks, but he's chasing. There's a kinetic field, just dropped on the backside as Sangcheng looks to return to the home, but there's no home to go to. Tiny's blocking his path.
Oh, Invoker may go down here to the Weaver. Weaver really chasing deep onto the background here. The Impaled to fall up a Tornado. Mandy, baby, gets his Linkers back up, and he's gets a time left off just in time.
Carapace was there right as he pops the Coochie. GG.
Oh, look at the throne. It's been overrun by creeps. I was about to say, while all this craziness was going on, the creep wave from top lane just swarming into the Radiant base.
Game ended with 8 buybacks on cooldown. One of them just came off.
Oh my gosh. Those
buybacks used just in the last fight was 5.
Yeah. And how many? Centaur did not actually get the full dieback. It was still, maybe it did dieback. I don't know, but.
Well, I would not say either team is on their A game, gods.
Look, this is good Dota, right?
Oh, it was entertaining. Not a smooth game. Quite a few missed stuns and questionable diebacks, questionable TPs, but a win's a win here for Vici. Yeah, they're 1-0 in the best of 5.
And Newbee going to be so devastated. They were up like 15k gold lead and just a few really bad fights and just kind of threw away their lead. And Tiny, like you lose a bad fight, you lose one fight against Tiny, and suddenly you're dropping racks, dropping towers, and just losing the game so damn fast.
Well, best of 5. You said either 3-0 or 3-1 Newbie. So.
I said 3-1.
Yeah, you said 3-0 or 3-1.
I said 3-1. My prediction was 3-1.
We'll see what the chat thinks. But either way, you've lost your one. So now can they reverse all kill here?
Sure, I don't see why not. Look,
I'm misusing that phrase, but can they get the 3-0 from here on out, gods?
Sure, why not? They can, but will they?
Will they? Yes or no? Just kidding.
My bet's on Newbee. 3-0, 3-1, or 3-2.
All right.
Your timebreaker's mine, LD.
Well, guys, of course, it is a best of 5. You're watching the Summit Asia Grand Finals. I'm LD. He's Gods. We were joined by K-Pop Toast. The only man who's still got a brain after that mushy game. Game 2 is coming up next. Stay tuned.